Hello, thanks for watching. Andy here. It is Wednesday, the 9th of May 2018, and here is my daily rundown of the astrology. We have a Pisces Moon. Moon entered Pisces 4:10 a.m. this morning, so that's 8:10 last night Pacific, 11:10 p.m. last night Eastern. Under a Pisces Moon, things are more emotional, but on the other hand, we are more receptive to other people's feelings, so it's not as if those emotional feelings have got nowhere to go. There is a chance to work around that, You will want to be helpful, and you will perhaps be prepared to make sacrifices as well. It's a very sort of empathic kind of feeling that can come around Pisces. It doesn't always. But if the other conditions are right, empathic. The only thing about that is emotions do tend to take over from common sense. So the more successful activities you can do under a Pisces Moon involve some of the out there things, things to do with imagination, inspiration. Not a bad time for art either, but not things that need really cool reasoning, not things that completely depend on logic. Look out for bad foods as well. We can, sometimes under a Pisces Moon, our relationship with our bathroom can deteriorate overnight. That's all I can say. And we do not want that happening, do we? Later on, before I get to later on, let's go where we are now first. As I speak, the moon is sextile Saturn. Now, Saturn is retrograde, actually, at the moment. The most distant planet, the ruling planet of Capricorn, and it's very much associated with fears and insight into fears. The only trouble is, when you get really good insight into fears, do you actually still fear the fears and don't really want to look through it? You might have to bite the bullet at some point. That really is what I'm saying. Mercury, which isn't retrograde, is square Mars today, and that could bring quarrels, accidents, protests, that kind of thing. Things are unlikely to just stay calm where there have been long-standing disagreements. But on the other hand, what happens there tends to be impulsive, so it doesn't tend to get very far. So it's nothing to worry about. People might very well not be cooperative today. People might resist anyone's attempt to kind of bring people together and make them happy. I'm sorry, my phone, I can see in the screen of my phone there, sometimes I'm pink, sometimes I'm grey, and it's changing every few seconds. How mad is that? Elsewhere in astrology today, 2:36 this afternoon UK time, that is, 6:36 a.m, 9:36 a.m. in the States, and 13 hours ahead of that in New Zealand. If I do the time now, I'll forget everything else I'm going to say. Sorry, I'm trying to learn, but I'm thinking about you there in New Zealand, and also in South Korea. Somebody watches in South Korea. God bless you. Right, okay, Venus, anyway, Quincunx, Jupiter. That is what is going to happen as we go through the day. Jupiter is also retrograde at the moment and is in 18 degrees Scorpio as we speak. So Venus, which is in Gemini, the feminine energy and the kind of two ways thing, gets involved with Jupiter. Now, what is a quincunx? Excuse me, it's quite difficult to say without coughing for one thing. A quincunx is a planetary alignment where they're 150 degrees apart, which, essentially is kind of like 5 signs of the zodiac apart. There tends to be misunderstandings. I wouldn't say lack of understanding it, it's not like there's any kind of callousness or coldness about this, but these are simply planets that don't really understand the effect the other one is having when you get into a quincunx. And I can see a great amount of feminine energy actually coming in to try and resolve things, particularly where someone feels let down, particularly where there have been promises made and the person can't actually come through with those promises. That is pretty much what I'd be looking at today. Let's take a quick look at spaceweather.com. Not as calm as we'd all like it to be, I'm sure. The solar wind speed, 630.6 kilometers a second, 4.5 protons a cubic centimetre the density. There are 2 sunspots on the face of the sun, 2708 and 2709. They're very small though, and they have stable magnetic fields, so they shouldn't be causing any problems. There is, however, still that wide hole in the face of the sun, in the corona of the sun, and that is still throwing out solar wind. 40% chance of polar geomagnetic storms here today, which can seriously play into our weather. And it looks like that might go on for another day or two. Difficult to say, possibly Oh, no. All they're saying is it's the 4th day in a row that this has been going on. So it's kind of building up, but I wouldn't be surprised if it peters out soon. The reason for this coming up in the astrology is that it does affect what happens outside and around the planet. It is part of the influence, although it's very unpredictable because it's just a load of energy rather than a particular influence. But it gets in, it can get in the way, it can help sometimes. You get the ionosphere around the Earth much higher electrical charged than it would normally be, and that really does play into things. It can cause problems with phones and things. It can kind of cause problems with psychic work as well and that kind of thing, but it can also enhance those things because it's just a ball of energy and you don't know. So whatever you do, keep thinking positive. That's really important under these circumstances, because if you're looking for positive things and you're going in a positive direction, you get a load of energy behind it. Not a bad thing. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Any comments, let me know in the comments below, so to speak. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.